Okay, so I went back to my truck, and this was in my windshield, under the windshield wiper, West Valley Mission Community College District parking site. You can see the day, student area without valid permit, fine $35, plate, they got the plate wrong, they don't have the VIN. Okay, so I don't know how this works. It says I have to pay this violation, but it's crazy because like, you don't even know, how do you know you have to pay anything? Look, there's no signs or nothing here. Like, after I parked, I just walked down here and then walked around the fence to the courts. See? And the only sign that's here is this 15-minute. What's up? What happened? So, they have that 15-minute parking. That's the only sign there. And that's only for those 2 parking spots. So it's like, there's nothing here that tells you to park. What the hell? Or pay to park. So how am I supposed to know? And then I asked somebody, and they're like, there's a little booth thingy. In the daytime, it's not as noticeable, but at night, because they light up that little yellow area. But even then, it's not near enough to the parking, so it makes no sense. They should not be able to charge people fines for that unless they put proper signs to make it easy to know that you have to pay. At least put something on the fence in the courts or something where people are more likely to go in, so that they see that says, like, did you pay your parking or something? Because there's nothing here. It makes absolutely no sense. Okay, so here's the road to
500 feet,
the parking spot that I was in.
South College Circle.
So you can see, alright, this is just like a main road. There's no signs anywhere here saying anything about paying for parking.
Now turn left onto Douglas Lane.
Okay. We're gonna make a left turn. Alright, you see the sign? West Valley College.
In 500 feet, your destination
Drive
will be
in
on
here.
the left.
Okay, I don't know what that sign is, it's tiny. Okay, so you see here, okay, you drive through.
Now your destination is on the left.
And where I ended up parking, okay, I drove through here, and I ended up parking here. See, there's the 15-minute parking signs, okay? So, if you were to park here, alright, okay, so let's say we park here and get out. Okay, first of all, if you're not paying really close attention, you'll just walk down here and you'll go to play pickleball or tennis, right? You're not going to see any sign that tells you to pay anything. I guess they're assuming people are going to pay attention to that little sign there. That's too small. And it's far away. Like, people are going to walk. They're not going to be staring up looking there. They're going to walk straight to the courts there. So let's see the sign, because when I drove in, I wasn't looking for a giant, or I wasn't even looking for a sign. This sign's not even that big, but here you go. Purchase daily parking permits here, Monday to Sunday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. See? So they have this, $3. If I knew, if it was more clear, I would have paid $3. But it's not easy to see, you see? If you're at this 15-minute parking, do you also have to pay $3? It's not clear. I'm going to walk down. Okay, whatever sign that is all faded out. You can't even see anything. Okay, if you're driving in not really looking for a pay thing, you're not gonna know. That sign's too small. It's not like in the area where you'll be like, let me make sure if I pass a little thing, let me check. Like, there should be signs along here that this is permit parking. Okay, like, who's gonna know to look over there? See, look, it's all the way over there. They should make that a sign or something, but next to the gates, see? There. These are not clear signs. Okay, even in here, it's not very clear. You'd have to be like looking all around the parking lot and then go, oh, there's a yellow box here. Let me go see what that says. It's not clear at all. Okay, and then I'm assuming they expect you to read this sign. It's too small. You just drive in, people will just drive in and they're just going to the thing, but they have this. Okay. But yeah, if you're not really paying attention and reading every single sign, you're not going to see that. It needs to be close to your vehicles where you're parking. Like, look how faded that is. It's not easy to read from here. While you're driving in, if you're not paying close attention and like slowing down really slow just to read that, you're not going to see it. That's not sufficient signage to be charging people tickets for parking here like that. You see that? Look, if you park here, you're not going to know. There's nothing here that tells you you need to pay. There's nothing here that tells you you need a permit other than that one sign. That tiny sign over there. And then that little sign right there. Is that clear enough? I can't read that. The no stopping sign is much more clear than that. I can't even read that. Like, you'd have to be like looking for a sign and trying to like, let me read every single sign here. That 15-minute parking. If it said 15-minute parking, paid permit, whatever, it makes more sense. But you only have this faded out dead sign here. It's not even really reflective or anything because it's all faded. You see that? Look at that. That's not sufficient. Like, how many people are getting ticketed every day that are new to this area? That just came here for the first time because they saw there's courts here. I assure you, once they know that you can get a ticket from parking here without a permit, then they always pay it every time. Nobody's being like, let me avoid paying $3. It's because it's not clear. Nobody can see it. It makes no sense. You see that? You drive in here, look. Who's gonna know? If you walk that way, go down those stairs, there's no way you're gonna see that. Unless you're like slowing down to be like, what is that little sign? Sometimes those things are just, if it's a college, they have like call boxes where it's like to call the police or something to say there was an emergency. How do you know it's not one of those just call boxes? And then you're not gonna walk there and go, let me make sure it's a pay booth. Anyways, that's that.